Now, this Isaac Hayes, which somehow has some obsession with me, and now T.I., both of them went after me about that when I started to run for mayor.
Excuse
They went
you?
after me about it, Isaac, before, but then they came surface back up. And this was a few months ago. And they lied then, saying that I was saying I wanted to close all recording studios. The legislation would have never closed anything. It would only be for new ones. And T.I. puts out a very salacious lie, just point blank lie and misinformation, saying that I wanted to close strip clubs. I've never even discussed strip clubs since the general election. That's never come up in any of the election games. But they put that out there because they have a large following. It went viral. And it took a while for people to start to get the message that I never said I wanted to close that. And they just made up stuff. And it's just sad that, good people try to run to serve because they have a heart for the people in the city. And they get torn down by misinformation and used by celebrities and their influence and social media reach to slander someone's name and lie. It's ongoing stream of lies and information by Isaac Hayes III in particular. I think he has some obsession with tearing me down. I feel sorry for the karma he will receive in life. And Mr. T.I., who I would have thought should have learned his lesson from jumping on me when I was running earlier, because it got him in a fight with someone else that opened up the whole series of allegations that he has in front of him. So he should learn to stay out of politics.
Clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trying to top it.
What is up, my beautiful rosebuds? Of course, it is your favorite rosebud, Issac, and your rosebud Nita. And we are back with another one. Back with another one. Hey. Yes, we are back with another litty video for you guys. And this video is going to be touching on politics and celebrities, as T.I. and Killer Mike are blasting the losing ATL mayor candidate Felicia Moore, as she was accusing them of being a part of a smear campaign that caused her to lose. So, and she has some things to say, so we go ahead and we're going to get into that and we're going to discuss it. But, of course, we say this every video, so I'm pretty sure y'all are aware. Go ahead and like this video, share this video, subscribe to your girls, and hit that notification bell so that when we do upload more videos, you guys will be alerted and you can see our beautiful faces or hear our marvelous voice come across your screen. Also, follow.
Yes, follow us.
It is free 99.
Free.
All social media under GossipBud87. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this cocktail talk started. So, I'm still sipping on my peach raspberry mix, and Nita got her mix. What you sipping on?
The same, all three.
So yes, we gonna go ahead and we gonna get into this now.
I say this is pretty good.
So it looks like T.I. and Killer Mike, they was not feeling the TMZ interview that ATL mayor candidate Felicia Moore did. And
most.
Of course, we gonna put this somewhere where you guys can listen to it, whether it's beforehand or after or in between. But y'all will hear the video where T.I. pretty much comes out and he responds, as well as Killer Mike responds.
Something just made me get out of bed early today, because I usually don't get up till about 9:30, you know what I'm saying? My said today, man, good idea. And the first thing I see is TMZ and Miss Felicia Moore saying that that me and Isaac Hayes III cost her the election.
Are you serious right now?
Due to misinformation. How can she totally negate all, like, everything that happened outside of, okay, if you're saying you didn't really plan to shut down the strip clubs, whatever, that's old news, ma'am. It's over. It's over. It's over with, man. Whether you want to shut down strip clubs, studios, hookah bars, whatever it is, ma'am, what you did was you lost sight of one thing. This culture, the creatives in this city, we run this town.
It looks like Felicia Moore is trying to say that the reason that she lost is due to a smear campaign that was led by local celebrities in the Atlanta area. Now, she did lose to Andre Dickinson on November 30th. So she pretty much, Felicia was saying that her loss was due to misinformation being spread in regards to potentially closing down local strip clubs and recording studios. So she also named T.I. along with another person as one of the many celebrities that was spreading this misinformation.
Alright.
So she comes back and she's alleging, all within this interview, that she never discussed strip clubs since the general election campaign, and she states they just made up stuff. So pretty much she's saying that they were lying.
Okay.
Then she goes on and she makes the statement, and of course I'll get that video too so you guys can see it somewhere, where she says, good-hearted people try to run to serve people of their community, but ultimately lose due to misinformation and celebrities with their influence in social media outreach. So she goes into that pretty much saying, like, because celebrities have like all these followers and stuff like that, and they have like a large presence on the social media, when they pass off this misinformation, it causes people like her who are just trying to do good by the community to lose to candidates that she feel, I guess, is not looking out for the best interest of the community. So I'm guessing she feels like she's the only one who has their best interest, and that maybe that Andre ran a good campaign and that people actually backed what he was saying. And I'm not going to sit here and say, because they did come out that with the video that T.I. and a bunch of other celebrities shared, there was some misinformation that was in there from media takeout. Now, of course, we know media takeout ain't credible. So if you're gonna put out anything that you get from them, I would say allegedly. Because like, unless you have other like sources that can back up what you found on there, like, yeah, it could possibly be false.
Yeah.
So T.I. did respond.
He did.
And like I said, I'm gonna put the video up. And so he claimed that if you're saying you didn't really plan to close down the strip clubs, whatever, that's old news now. You lost sight of one thing. This culture, the creatives in this city. We run this town. Now, he does go on to point out his issue with Felicia, saying celebrities shouldn't get involved in politics. And he used the thing on where, with LeBron James, where it was pretty much when he gave his opinion on a political situation, people started coming out and saying, shut up and dribble. So he was trying to reference that when it comes to celebrities and go into saying, like, how can you sit here and say that as celebrities we don't have a right to give our opinions and discuss political aspects, and like he pretty much what she is saying is just be a public figure and stay out of politics.
Stay out of politics.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but I don't agree with that, because the way I sit here and I feel about it is, even though they're a celebrity, right? They may have a following and stuff like that of like-minded people who agree with them. Now, of course, there might be people who like, okay, I love your whether if you're a creative artist, whether it's your music, whatever. They may say like, I vibe with you on that, but I don't agree with you politically. Like, it happens. But at the end of the day, celebrities are also still people, and these politicians also still represent them.
Yep, and the thing is too, I definitely see what you're talking about. It's like values. Where are these people's values? Their morals. And the fact that basically you're looking at it like, just because I came from a background and I rap, I'm an artist and I'm glorified, or I'm looked at this type of way, like you said, I have to shut my mouth. You know, I don't have a voice. So when we get to this type of aspect and see, you know, what people are really feeling and how they're, you know, going about it, it's not right. It's not right. Basically, you're putting them in a box, like you said. Oh, you're this figure. Just do what you need to do. Keep performing, but let me handle the political side. Who was that artist? What was it? Was it Joe Biden? Who was that? Or no, Bernie Sanders that did it with
Cardi B.
Cardi B, yeah. Who incorporated Cardi B's opinions and was still having her as a public figure, even though she's an artist. She spoke her mind. She was able to go ahead and still campaign. You got a lot of artists that honestly know more than what the representatives and the Democrats know in office, I feel. You know, and everybody, you know, is not underneath the same boat. Everyone didn't go to school, didn't go to Harvard or whatever university, or have, you know, a family coming from a silver spoon. But you do have artists who came from nothing and they do know their politics.
Exactly. Like, even with Cardi B, because like people were mad and saying that he was trying to use rhetoric by using Cardi B, by trying to pander to her fan base, and that like that shouldn't be allowed. But at the end of the day, the way I sit here and look at it is, Cardi B is still a citizen, and so like whoever's in the government or whoever's in the politics that is voted in also represent her. So yeah, she might be an artist, but just because
she knew her politics,
exactly,
she researched. There was an interview where she said that. She said, "I am into politics. I sit here, I watch, I'm aware." You know, because I don't want my daughter or my family having to go through this and that.
Exactly.
And opinion matters.
And she studied it in school. So, like, yeah, she's aware of it. Like, I was going to say, like, Cardi B knew what she was talking about, but, like, because you had, like, Candace Owens, who tried to come out and was, like, pretty much talking crap, saying Cardi B shouldn't, like, you know, she was trying to say Cardi B shouldn't be involved in politics, and how saying that Bernie Sanders was using rhetoric by trying to use Cardi B and this and that and the other, and these celebrities who don't know nothing. But then at the end of the day, what I look at is like, but you use Kanye and pandered to Kanye's base. So how can you sit here and judge Bernie Sanders for doing the very same thing that you did?
Yes.
And how can you sit here and try to talk crap about Cardi B when ultimately all it is that she has a different political view than Candace. So, like, and even with Candace, when you look at her, when she first was brought to the forefront, like, it was against a case where she was saying she was being racially profiled and treated in a certain way.
She did.
And so, like, and so she originally came out as like what you would consider like a Democrat or a liberal and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it flipped. And so, like, she decided to change her opinion, which she has the right to do that. Not saying she's wrong for changing to a Republican.
Right.
You do you.
That's your opinion. That's your beliefs. Your whatever. Yes.
But like again, how can you sit here and judge another person and try to say they don't know what they're talking about and that they're stupid and they're not intelligent and this and that and the other, and you act like you're better because this person who may have not gone to prestigious schools and gotten like a degree in this, that, and the other. You're trying to say she doesn't know what she's talking about, but she's studied like politics and she studied the history and Cardi did all that, and you're trying to, and so she knows what she's talking about when she talks about this stuff, but like because it goes against what you believe, then she don't know what she's talking about. Like you can't say that.
Well, and once again, a lot of these people who are higher above in office that deals with the United States and our decisions on what we do moving forward for us to live our daily lives, they don't want to see a celebrity or someone that's from a different culture or background that they, like I said, they look down on it. They think that they are what it is and what they say goes, you know, and it don't always work that way, you know.
But the way I sit here and look at it is like, damn, this is what it is. We can agree to disagree, but Trump was voted in. Like, this was a man that was a celebrity who had no, like, experience in politics, no nothing. So if he can be voted in,
right,
and he didn't know nothing, like, why is it that Cardi B, who doesn't have a degree and hasn't like, you
why
know,
is it okay for Trump but not Cardi? Or why is it okay for, again, Trump and not T.I.? You know what I mean? Like, that's it's kind of self-explanatory. You kind of look at it like double standards.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's where I sit here and I say, when it comes to politics, like, people can agree to disagree, but you can't sit here and say that somebody don't know what they're talking about just because y'all are on the different sides of the fence.
Different paths.
Yeah, like, you can have your opinion, they can have their opinion. Like, that's the beauty of people, is everybody has their own opinions. Everybody, like, has their own minds. They have their own processes. They have their own way of thinking. So that's what makes everybody so unique, because we're so different. So the fact that you can sit here and try to act like because somebody doesn't agree with you, they're dumb or they don't know what they're talking about is just stupid. And then, like, if you listen to them, they could probably put you on something that you don't know about that makes you change your opinion about something that you was wholeheartedly believing in and, like, full-fledged in support of.
Yes.
Like, and they give you some information you didn't know about, where it's like, oh, like, I didn't know that. Like, for example, where people were sitting here saying that the people who were supporting Trump were like, oh, well, he signed a legislation where it brings money into the hoods. And, like, I've explained to people, and when I've explained it to people, they were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because, like, even though, like, you know, I'm just now getting into talking about politics on the channel, doesn't mean that I don't, like, I follow, I research, I read, like, I know what's going on.
Yeah, you're gonna go do that research and actually have the facts to actually back your opinion.
Exactly. Now, are there things that Trump did that's good? Yeah, but, like, the main thing, like with the example I gave about the putting money back into the city, what people also don't look at with that bill that he signed, it gives businesses the ability to come in and buy out people who can't afford to pay for what they're in, or put money in the city to own things, and then gentrification, something like that, where it's like moving.
Oh, I know what you're talking
people
about.
Like, where, like, they come in and they buy up things and stuff like that, and then, like, the people who live in those hoods can't afford it because they inflate. They buy out things and then they inflate it and stuff like that. They can't afford it, so then they end up being pushed out of the hood, and then it's like reverted to something new because some snobby people were like, oh, I like it here, I want to live here, or I want to do this,
I have the money and turn it into something different.
Yeah.
You have a whole new town, you can turn a ghost town into a whole new city.
Exactly. So, like, people don't look at that. Just like when they were sitting here saying, oh, well, he signed that thing for the 3-strike rule. But what people don't look at is that law that he signed was created by a Democrat, and it actually had way better things put into it. Like, where, like, for example, people who were in jail for non-violent crimes, but they're there for the 3-strike rule, where they're there for life, like for drug charges, things like that. Like they had this thing in there where it will retroactivate, so like people that are still in prison can use it. And Trump and other Republicans requested for that to be removed just for them to sign it in. So while this might benefit people from here going forward from when it was signed in, for people, and there's a lot of people who are in jail or in the prisons for life because like they had the 3-strike rule and they were hungry and they didn't have no money, so they stole from the store, and now
so they made
3-strike rule, so now they're in prison for the rest of their life for a non-violent crime, and they can't even benefit off of that law.
Yeah, and you see that, we've been seeing that for how long, how many years, where the judicial system, they have used that as their leverage, you know? And it's unfortunate for a lot of people who do have to sit behind bars for a non-violent crime. And you want to know why our jails and everything they're all like, they're full.
Well, but then that's when I go into like what I was sitting here saying, like, where there's another side to it that people don't look at. You have to look at it. Everything comes back full circle. You have to look at it, look at everything, because, like, while it might look like it's a benefit, like they're gonna present what people are gonna look at. It's like, oh, that's a benefit. Oh, that's so great. This and that, and the other. But what's behind the scenes that you're not seeing?
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of people don't
realize,
because they want that.
About, you know,
well, they want that quick gratification. But in getting that quick gratification, they don't realize what they've put in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So
a lot's at stake, you know. But going back to this whole T.I. situation, that video, like a 14, 15-minute video, maybe shorter, I don't remember, but
15-minute video.
Yeah, it was a good video. You know, I get what he was saying. You know, like, you know, and the part that got me was when he said, "We built this city,"
which is true. Like, because I'm pretty sure y'all heard it because I'm gonna add it somewhere in here. Where the section where he was saying, like, we, the creators, make this. Like, we bring the business. Like, we make the city a tourist town.
Right.
Like, we bring in the money, but yet you want to push us aside when it comes to the politics. Yes. So it's like the people who made the city what it is, because they're celebrities and they have a following, you feel like they shouldn't have a voice, and that's not how that should work. Because regardless of if they're celebrities or not, because it could be a regular Joe Schmo who has like tons of, like, you know how many people who ain't nobodies, but they have tons of followers and stuff like that, and you're not gonna sit here and tell them they can't have their voice. So why can't a celebrity have their voice? Because they might have a job, but at the end of the day, that job does not change who they are, their opinions, what they believe, what they follow, the politics that they want in place,
their family.
Exactly. Yeah. And like what also these politicians don't understand is, like, because a lot of people like to think because these celebrities have money that these things that are going on don't affect them, when in fact they do.
Does. Yeah. You know,
like, you might not see it because you thinking, well, you have money, so you get paid, like,
you can buy your way out.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have no say so in this. But it's like, regardless of if I have money or not, because it's like what Cardi B said, like, I might have money, but I pay my taxes, I do my part, like, that doesn't change. Like, I still support, like, I still put into my community. So why can't she have a voice if she is putting into her community? And T.I. is putting into his community because he is building up that in Bankhead, where that he's building like a homes for people to be that are out there, that, like, you know, in the hoods, who can't afford to buy stuff like at like inflated rates. He's making it to where it's affordable for them to stay where they are and still have a nice home and be able to live comfortable. So he's putting his money where his mouth is. Yeah, is what I look at. So in tune to that, like, why can't he have a say so?
Right, why?
If he is contributing to the community and he is helping build his community, he should be allowed to have a say so in his community, regardless of if he's a celebrity or not. It shouldn't matter what kind of following he has, because at the end of the day, just because a fan is a fan does not mean a fan is going to agree with everything that a celebrity feels and believes. Still have those people that are like, okay, well, I might not agree with you politically, but I still support you. Yeah, like, because I fuck with you. Right. Like,
it's not gonna stop the bag at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Like people that will try to stop the bag.
She had haters before she got to the fame that she's at now, and it didn't change anything for her. It's not gonna change nothing now. Like even with these other, and then like, for example, like, and you know, this is like a 10 hat thing because I'm on my lovely tea, like where. Even with the trouble that T.I. is getting in and the things that are like, people are feeling like that this is all happening because he's trying to do good for his community. Like, if you've ever noticed, like for example, Nipsey Hussle, who is no longer here, like, or people who have got in trouble or are no longer here and this, that, and the other, they were trying to do good in their community. They were trying to build up their community. They were trying to teach their people. They were trying to let them learn. They were trying to show them how you can have generational wealth and like do the things that they're doing now. And you had like people in higher places who didn't want that because the chaos is needed. That's how they feel, like, to get their agenda across. The chaos is needed. And if you're trying to go in and you're trying to better it and you're trying to get people to start thinking and start looking at things and being like, you know, like, because like they always sit here and say, like, the one thing, and I hate to say anything as far as like with race or anything like that, but the one thing I know that's always said is like with black people always stay dumb because if you put the information in books, because they won't read. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you have people like Nipsey Hussle and Cardi B and stuff like that who, they're from the hood, they're from the streets, they've done bad, this and that and the other, but now that they have the ability to, they're trying to better their hood, they're trying to bring their people up, they're trying to make the hood better, and they don't want that.
Yeah, and that's one thing, like you said, racism is still a topic here in this world. Even though it's sad, there's somebody out here with racism. We've seen it recently on the news with Ahmad, you know, a certain situation where cops have, you know, killed, and it's just sad, you know, but not touching on those topics. It's just the fact that, like you said, people should be able to be entitled to their opinion, no matter who you are, what you are. I mean, and the fact that, like you said, that's something that kind of, you know, sticks with me. And I remember growing up, my grandparents, they used to be heavy on me, and, you know, and my siblings. It was just like books. My grandfather, he was alive back in the cotton picking days, and he had the education of a second grader. He couldn't read, but he could barely even write. But he knew how to write his name. He knew a little cursive. But when it came down to it, the math, when I needed help on a math subject or anything, a math problem, he could do it with, I don't know how this man did it. And I'm sitting there like, you know? And so, you know, you can't stop a person from how they get their knowledge. You know, there's different ways to learn. There's different ways to view. And, you know, saying a certain race is not going to make it because of, you know, them not wanting to pick up a book or knowing how to pick up a book. Trust, we know how to pick up books. You know, somebody, you know, is studying constantly, daily, 24/7, you know, and if you say, you just can't knock me from what I know. You can't knock me if I'm a celebrity or not. I'm just a natural person. But, you know, a regular human being. But we all are different and will have an opinion one way or another. So,
I mean, and I completely agree with you on that. And it's not even just like a racist thing, it's a classist thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that comes into play. It's not just based, like, because, like, of course, I'm not going to sit here and say that racism doesn't play a part in a lot of the stuff that happens, because it does. Because, like, yeah, we're in the 20th century, but, like, if you realize, like, the Martin Luther King and that era, that and the Huey B. Newton era, that was like 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. So that's not that long ago.
Yes,
like,
technically it's not.
Exactly. So, like, these things still happen. But while it played a part, they were able to use race a little bit more. Because, of course, you have, like, the classes. Like I said, you have your poor, you have your middle class, and then you have your rich. And, like, it doesn't matter what race you are. If you're a poor class, the upper and the middle class, like the upper middle class to the rich class, look down on you because you don't have money. Like, the only way I've seen where somebody who is in like the middle class, upper middle to the rich class, like the high class, that doesn't feel that way is because they went through the struggle before they got what they got, and so they know what it's like. They know what they had to go through, which is a lot of these celebrities. Just because they're considered like upper class now because they got all this money doesn't take away from the fact that they grew up without nothing.
Yep, because there's a lot of them that started from scratch.
Exactly.
Oprah.
Exactly.
Oprah. You know, who else? I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, you got Oprah, you got Nas, you got Dave Chappelle, you got even with T.I. Like, he came from the hood. Like, even with your Cardi B's, like, these people.
She started out as a stripper.
Exactly. Like, these people came from those places, so that's why they can understand.
And they can tell you, and they put their experiences through their music.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's just unfortunate. But, you know, as T.I. did, he put it out there and stated his opinion. He stated his claim, and actually he was able to back up his facts. You know, and, you know, she's salty. She didn't get it.
And even when he said that, he was like, instead of like congratulating, you're sitting here talking about how celebrities are the reason that you lost. Like, just pull up your big girl panties.
You lost.
And then, like, the one thing like that stuck with me with what he said was how she had been in politics for 24 years and none of the people that she was in politics with backed her when she ran for mayor. So like that also said something.
That was a huge factor.
Exactly. Like when he said that, I was like, that's true. Like, you're sitting here focused on one thing, but there's a ton of stuff that you were not focused on and you don't want to mention.
Like the people that was in your office, you're supposed to be team or crew, you know. Some people that should have vowed for you, who should have backed you up completely, they nowhere to be found. So
yeah, so I feel like she's salty, and then even Killer Mike voiced his thoughts because he appeared. Exactly, because he appeared on the Big Tigger show, and so he stated how it's low class and evil to be on TMZ talking trash. And it doesn't seem to show good sportsmanship if you ask me, but whatever. So that's what he said about it or whatever when he made his point on it. And then like that goes back to what I was saying with T.I. Like, why instead of being like, you know what, like showing that good sportsmanship and be like, you know what, I did lose to you. You did run a good pain. Because like T.I. did bring up with Andre. He was out there. He was going and knocking on doors. He was talking with all the people, whether you were low class, middle class, or upper class. Like, it didn't matter. Like, he was listening to what the people's concerns were and stuff like that. And so he ran a better race. And instead of like, this could have been an opportunity where she showed sportsmanship and she congratulated and she moved on from it, and then if she wanted to try again, like when it comes around next time, you run again. But instead she went and instantly started not only talking crap, but like it seemed like she was trying to play the blame game. Like, you're trying to say that the reason that you lost was because of all these celebrities, when in reality, like, there was only a handful of celebrities. And like, even when you sit here and you think about, like, she tried to say the social media following. Like, everybody that follows these celebrities aren't within your state.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody who follows celebrities aren't always going to take their side or their opinion. You know, people nowadays, they have their own opinion. You got to respect that. You can't force people to sit there and side with you. If anything, like you said, she should have showed great sportsmanship. I lost. Hey, holler at T.I. after the fact. Hey, you know what, T.I., I lost. You guys' opinion really did matter. How can I work with you guys? Or how can you help me in the future if I decide to run again? And, you know, like let's get on the same page. Let's do something real together. You know, and people, they're not built for that. Not nowadays.
Not nowadays. A lot of times, because like, and this, like, I hate to say it like this, but this is an era where you get participation trophies.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Where were the good days? Like when I was growing up, where like you had to, like, if you didn't get first place, second place, or third place, you didn't get a trophy. Like, you tried your best. Like, it is what it is. We'll go to the scrap board and we'll try again. But you don't get no like. if you're gonna get a trophy for participating, you're not gonna have people who are gonna try because all they gotta do is just participate. They ain't even gotta put in effort. They just participate and they get rewarded for it. So when you have people who grow up with that happening, you get what I'm saying? And then they get out here in the real world, and that's not how it is. Like we don't celebrate participating. Yeah. Like then all of a sudden they wanna cry and they wanna talk about how it's not fair and it's things like this that are done.
Nowadays I hear I want to sue. Let me put out a lawsuit because I did not win the election.
Trump.
Not right now.
Again, this is opinions. Everybody has their own opinion. If you don't like what we're saying, like you can scroll on past it. Like exactly, this is opinions. Like we can agree to disagree. We can be respectful about it. But I'll be real with you. I wasn't a Trump supporter, and literally, like I thought it was ridiculous the fact that like the thing that he made fun of Hillary Clinton for when she wanted that recount. He ended up doing the same thing. So it's like, what? Like, so...
all the states that he claimed, cheated, they've done recounts numerous times. Hey, you just lost, Tony. You lost. Just go ahead, prepare, get your bang ready for the next election.
I knew Trump was going to win. Like, when they said that he was running against Hillary Clinton, I knew he was going to win. Because I was like, don't nobody really... Because, like... If you think about it, there was so many people that were Democrat, but they were so against voting for Hillary Clinton that they either voted for Trump or they just didn't vote for a president at all and voted for all the other categories. Or they voted independent. So, and if you look at the amounts that went towards the independent, if they would have voted Democratic, Trump would have lost.
Right.
But again, like I said, the face that they put out there to be for the Democratic Party was not who the Democrats wanted. Right. So that's why I said it's like I just knew. But like at the end of the day, like it's a learning experience. Like it happened. I'm not gonna sit here and fully because I can sit here and I can look at all sides. I can look at different perspectives. I'm not going to sit here and say there hasn't been benefits from Trump being president. There has been some progress made, but at the same time, no. No. Well, I want you guys to, because we're going to go ahead and go in this video, but I do want you guys to comment down below. Let me know y'all's opinion. Do y'all feel like what T.I. and Killer Mike are saying as far as like, do y'all feel like celebrities should be able to voice their political opinions and speak on what's going on and be a part of that? Or do y'all feel like what Felicia Moore said, that celebrities should just stay out of politics, even though they are also citizens and they are also being represented by these people that are being voted into office.
Right.
So y'all go ahead and y'all comment down below. Y'all let us know what y'all think on that.
Please do. We definitely want to see y'all's opinions.
And stated every video, so you guys should be aware of it. Go ahead and like this video, share this video, subscribe to your girls, hit that notification bell so that when we do upload more videos, you guys will be alerted and you can see our beautiful faces or hear our marvelous voice come across the screen. And I say it because it's free. Follow.
Free.
Follow. Free 99 on social media under GossipBud87. And with that, we outie. Bye.
I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me.